With critical focus on the Nigerian economy, we see the bigger picture. Business Express on Smooth 98.1.
Lagos, good morning, good morning, good morning. It's Christmas Eve. Is everybody in the Christmas spirit? This is Business Express 91 on Smooth 98. Look at me, I said the hashtag Business Express 91. This is Business Express on Smooth 98.1 FM. I am Rotus, and I am joined by 2/3 of the Horsemen, Bolarinwa and Christian. Gentlemen, good morning to you.
Good morning, Lagos. Compliments of the season.
Good morning, Lagos.
Welcome, welcome, gentlemen. It's great to have you. Lagos, it's also great to have you. You are the most vital aspect of this show. Please send in your messages. Let's interact. 0809 444 0981. Let me know your thoughts on a range of issues that we're going to be discussing this morning. Gentlemen, let's start with ease of doing business, shall we? It's the Christmas period. Everybody's partying up and down. And just yesterday, Lagos, I don't know how many of you heard about this, but just yesterday, Lagos State shut down Quilox nightclub. I don't know what's going on. I mean, I thought it was fake news, but I drove in this morning because in fact, let me back up. Yesterday at 6:15 a.m., these people were still partying. There was just the traffic was there on Ozumba. Yeah, there were people outside. This is at 6:15 a.m. Ugo Dre of Nairametrics, a frequent guest on this show, also on Freshly Pressed, at 7:30 a.m. in the morning, he sent a tweet saying, they are still partying at Quilox. I mean, every festive period, we know that they're very active. Out of nowhere, yesterday, LASEPA, which is the Lagos State Environmental Protection Agency, sealed off the premises. If you're not following LASEPA on Twitter, their handle is LASEP Info. So you can check out their Twitter handle, and in big bold letters, it says LASEPA shuts down Quilox. So almost like they were proud to tweet that thing. So look, gentlemen, here's the two sides of the story. For some people, they are saying, in fact, they said it was environmental pollution. It was noise pollution, environmental pollution. That's what they said, though. Because again, this is the Lagos State Environmental Protection Agency. Some people have complained that Quilox causes gridlock on that Ozumba area. It causes traffic. Luckily for us driving into the island, we don't see it, but those coming out, they are faced with that traffic. They said it was causing people to be miserable, blah, blah, blah. On the other side of the debate, people are saying, how can you close down a nightclub in the middle of the festive season? Christmas to a nightclub is like harvest to a farmer. I mean, this is when they make the most money. So, gentlemen, please, your thoughts. Lagos, send in your thoughts as well. Let me know where you fall on this thing.
Well, it was an interesting experience yesterday. Just like you rightly said, Quilox was shut down. I want to believe it's a temporary shutdown. They will resolve this, but a couple of things to bear in mind. I think annually they usually have a 36-hour long show, and I think that happened this last weekend. That spilled into Monday. And on my way down to VI yesterday, the gridlock there was
pretty serious.
Yeah. Considering the fact that this holiday season the road has been pretty free, especially on the side of the road where the business is located. You typically will find most Mondays that people struggle to drive through that part of the road. I think one thing to bear in mind is the fact that businesses, while operating, should also be mindful of the change in the environment where they operate. Some of these things might have flied in the past, but you also need to be mindful that things are changing, and you also should respond accordingly as a responsible business. Lagos State have been in the last couple of years have been struggling with security issues and also traffic challenges, and you can't operate as a business without bearing that in mind. A long hour party that spilled into the full-blown day I don't think is a wise thing to do. Bearing in mind that you have a bank beside you.
Yes,
we are one of the linear banks just right beside
next to them, yes.
Quilox, and I'm sure those people must have complained because it definitely would disrupt their operations. it means that for some part of the day yesterday, they will find it difficult to attend to customers.
Yeah.
And also bearing in mind that in this festive season, you have a lot of incidences of thefts. Having all manner of people beside the bank at the operating hour of the day is not safe for them. And again, some of the assertion from the security operative was that they had given warnings to the owners of Quilox, but they've not responded as expected, and so they have to swing into action. I think this is. I would stay on the side of the regulator on this. That really they really did their own. They did their work by taking this action. They can then resolve what it is, but again, we need to look at the bigger picture. We can say the action that was taken yesterday probably would have disrupted the operation of Quilox, but again, in the interest of the larger population, I think it's an appropriate move by the regulator.
All right, Ugo sends a message here. Ugo from Surulere, I think he's agreeing with you, Bolarinwa. Ugo says, "Hi, Rotus. We shouldn't be sentimental about the Quilox incident. If they are constituting a nuisance of the populace, then they should be shut down. But the person who also allocated that location for the sighting of a nightclub should be penalized heavily." That's what Ugo is saying from Surulere. Ifeanyi from Uba says, "I am the one who believes that one person enjoyment must not undermine the happiness of another person. So shutting down the road in the name of party is a no-no for me." That's Ifeanyi. MI says, "I guess there won't be party after party after party at Quilox for a while. I know that they don't have sufficient parking and their clients park on the side of the road." That's true. On the other side, that's true, against traffic. On the other hand, they should have been given notice. The notice that have been served to them. I think, Bolara, you said they gave them a few warnings. Shutting down a business is too punitive. It's killing an ant with a sledgehammer. So MI is taking a balanced view there. Let's see now, Yinka, due to the fact that January comes in a 3-in-1 package, January Light Pro and Pro Max, so some of us like to take our annual leave in January because it's strangely longer than normal. The gridlock that Quilox caused is terrible. However, it was fun driving past it in the morning. Good one, LASEPA. So so far with the messages we're getting, well, okay, everybody seems to agree. Benga Kamu says, "Rotus, I agree with Ugo. The party after party can move to another location." He also says, "Rotus, how do we allow some people to do business and disrupt the lives of others? It beats me. Why can't you have an underground car park? The elite act as though they are above the law." All right, so that's the sentiment. Christian, I was going to ask your thoughts, but it looks like folks are pretty much in line with LASEPA and what they did here. Let's move to SMEDAN, shall we? We're going to talk about them wanting to move about 40 million informal businesses to the formal sector. So again, SMEDAN, of course, is the Small and Medium Enterprise Development Agency of Nigeria. They said they've started registering micro, small, and medium businesses across the country. The process is to move them from the informal sector to the formal sector. I wanted to ask you about the practicality of this, because there's no timeline that's been given here. It's just an announcement that, hey, we're going to move, we know all the tax implications, the revenue, and so on and so forth. What do you think? Do you think it's just an announcement, or do you think this is, Bolarinwa is already laughing. Do you how practical do you think this is? Because to put 40 million SMEs and just say you're going to register them, that we know what the implications are. What do you think?
I think it's possible.
You think it's possible?
Yeah, I think it's possible.
Okay.
It'll probably be an ongoing engagement,
Okay.
right? There doesn't have to be a timeline to it.
Okay.
Because every day, or every other day, there's a new SME coming up,
right?
Yeah. So what's important is the intent, the intent behind this, which they say is to help them access finance, and then also aid with all those other little things that could help promote or boost their businesses, like insurance, technology, how they can, helping them to leverage on technology to, grow business, to grow their businesses. The first thing that one would think is, it's why do you want to? They clearly stated their intent, which I just restated. But then there's a fear that it could be for taxation.
For tax purposes.
That's it.
Tax.
But to be honest, we need to give this SMEDAN the benefit of doubt.
Okay.
Right. It also states in the report that there are 37.1 million micro and SMEs that's micro, small, and medium enterprises in the country, which contribute about 47.8% to GDP and account for 7.2% of overall exports. Now, if you look at this in context, if you can improve or you can help these businesses scale up, right? Put those things in place that needs to be that presently not there, that could help them increase productivity. It could potentially, help not just the businesses but the economy. And then when they evolve, right, when they transform into bigger businesses, then you can start to have conversations around tax. But right now, the intentions are clearly stated, right, which is to help them access finance, improve access to technology and stuff that could help increase productivity. So I think it's a good thing for now. It'll probably be an ongoing process. There won't be any timeline to it.
Go ahead.
I think it's good.
It's a good move. Okay. I wish they would tell us how many they register on an annual basis. But Bolarinwa, why have you been laughing? What's your problem?
I know Christian is just being
diplomatic,
correct on this. But really, I think the expectations or the intent of this move needs to be clearly highlighted for SMEs to appreciate what it is, because the first thing that comes to mind is that these people are trying to formalize us for the purposes of tax. Although they listed a few things, but we need to understand how those things are going to be achieved. Just like Christian rightly said, they said some of the benefits will be access to finance, markets, workspace, business, insurance, technology, and the likes. So, but how will this happen? The truth is, the tax, the burden that the SMEs are bearing already are huge. So bringing them into the tax nets, though a good move, but what do they stand to benefit? Most of these guys generate power for themselves. Most of these guys are faced with a lot of logistic problems and without support. I had a chat with a company, an SME of recent, and the business owner was lamenting on how policies have really affected their business. And these are areas where the government can actually support them. It is not just looking towards them for what you can benefit as a government. It is looking at what you can do to them to enable them grow. If as stated in this document, that almost 50% of the SMEs account for almost 50% of our GDP. This should be an attraction for the government. This should spur them to provide the necessary support that will allow the SMEs to thrive. These are businesses that employs the most in terms of the labor force. Why don't you give them the necessary support? If you really want to see a shift in the economy, the SME space is the area to concentrate and support rather than looking towards them, which is what my instinct tells me that they are trying to do. There has been the clamor of broadening the tax nets, and the focus really has been on the informal sector that needs to be formalized. Yes, formalize them, but also do what is right to enable them thrive. Businesses wouldn't mind paying taxes if their lives are easy from the taxes that they pay. But again, they pay taxes, they're already carrying some cost. The tax increases their cost and they barely survive. So those are the challenges that I think these guys are going to be contending with in following through with this process.
Thank you for your thoughts. Emma is joining in here. Emma says 40 million SMEs, that's a lot. What are the timelines? What is the methodology? Data collection alone is colossal. I'll give them an A for good intentions, but give me details. I'm thinking of going the route of moving the unbanked to the banked. Also, we have to monitor growth. It seems some people want to fatten the cow before taking it to the slaughter, aka taxes. So Emma is already towing that line. I think everybody sees what's going on.
I really don't understand, why are we so tax averse in Nigeria? Right. So we can't so we can't crucify
the authorities
even before they go about putting things in place that would eventually help these businesses.
Yes.
So I think this is it. The first step, right, is to identify these businesses, identify their needs, and find a way to providing or helping them resolve whatever bottlenecks that they face in doing business. I think is a This is a step in the right direction. Yes.
Are Nigerians tax averse? What
I don't think so.
We are Rotus. We are tax averse.
You know what it is?
Come after you on this show.
I mean, what it is for me is,
yeah,
if I'm already doing with my own income what
Government
taxes should do for me, so why then should, because it then becomes multiple taxes.
Right.
I'm already taxed by providing the services that the government should use the taxes to do. Then you also still want me to. It's, you know, what people typically say is you're stealing the money.
Right.
So steal the money from her, I don't mind. Let me stay with, you know, that's really the argument.
Right,
There's no accountability.
Right.
Today. You have government saying they have meager resources. But they are paying fat salaries, they are paying fat allowances, they are paying guys who have disengaged from service. And, you know, people who are working so hard are taking just peanuts home, and you still want us to
on top of that.
No, let accountability come in. Let put in the right structure. Let us know that what we pay will serve the general well-being. That's the whole essence of tax.
And
income redistribution.
Got you. Good stuff. Good discussion. We are tax averse because we can't see the benefits of tax paid. That's what Akiyemi is saying on WhatsApp. Juma, you see, Christian, you sparked people here. Jumoke says, okay, Christian, we are tax averse because we do not see what the tax is used for. They tax us and steal the money. That's what Jumoke is saying. Who else is here? MI, the breach of the social contract has made the chicken and egg argument valid in Nigeria. Incentive to pay tax is zero. That's what Emma is saying. No, I am not tax averse, but 37 billion for renovation, I beg you. In fact, Jumoke even referenced 37 billion as well. You see, they're all coming in now. Henry Emmanuel says, what do they mean by formalizing them? I think once a business is properly registered, it is formal. All other issues are purely operations. Benga Akamu says, because all the money generated seems to disappear into the bottomless pit of government, how does government support businesses when they provide nothing? That is the sentiment of the people of Business Express. They don't feel like their taxes are going where they need to go. Timothy, on Quilox, was due process observed as it was a notice of violation and or compliance issued? I would sue for due process abrogation by the authorities if I were such observed. That's from Timothy, and it says a wonderful season to the entire crew at Smooth. Timothy, same to you and your family there. Hey, Yinka comes there, said, Christian, calm down. No. So the federal government need to gather data of SMEs before you provide what they need. There are textbooks. There are textbooks to these things, you know. Why I rather read the textbooks and know what people need. Do we pay tax? No, they take it from us. So yes, we are tax adverse. Thank you. That's what you guys said. Okay. How much time do we have? I really wanted to go into Governor Seyi Makinde's media chat over the weekend, but there's so much that he discussed. So maybe we'll go into this tomorrow. Guys, let's just quickly get your thoughts on the federal government decries over 800 billion naira yearly import bill on paper products. I discussed this yesterday on the marketplace. The Minister of Trade and Investment, he set up a committee. He says he wants to resuscitate Nigeria's paper industry. But I wanted to just throw it to you. Do you think this is wise with technology trying to push us to be more paperless? Where do you stand? Because I know if you shut down the paper industries and go electronic, it might affect jobs. Real quick, I think I've got a minute to go. What do you guys think? Starting with you.
I think there's a statistic that says that even in advanced country like the US, 60% of the population still stick with the use of paper.
With paper, okay.
So I think it's a wise move because the use of paper in Nigeria is huge, is really significant, and you want to reduce as much as possible your import bill. We have industries that have gone moribund because people have left local production of some of these things that we have capacity for and have gone with importation. We have companies like OKIP that have gone under and they have capacity to produce locally. So I think it's a wise move to resuscitate some of this business. This is about over 2 billion naira annual, $2 billion, $1 million annually that can be saved.
Christian, we're out of time, but I'm sure you agree, Bolarinwa, yes?
Yeah, but I think we need to, before we start to do all of these things, we need to, my opinion, if we had like functional broadband and then there's electricity, then I think even, because the schools, I think that the schools and maybe the workspaces are the biggest consumers of paper.
Of paper, yeah.
So if these things are in place, then we probably wouldn't need a lot of paper.
Bolarinwa and Christian, thank you so much for a sparkling discussion this morning. Lagos, thank you so much for your messages. We'll see you on Christmas Day tomorrow. Business Express on Smooth 98.1. Thanks a lot, guys.
Sorry, did we go over
Business
time?
Express on Smooth.